Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation Special Festival Edition. Today with Jeremy Gomez. He's with the Tampa Bay Chocolate Festival. It's got quite the name. You're going to have to live up to it. Jeremy, thanks for joining us.
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Good. Give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? Talk a little bit about your family and your career.
I am from Tampa, Florida. I grew up in Tampa, Florida. My dad's a judge. Before that, he was a lawyer. Jeb Bush made him a judge. That's not true. He was a judge first, and then Jeb Bush made him a higher judge. I was a corrections officer after I was a firefighter, and then one day I lost my mind and I said I want to be in a rock band. So I was in a rock band, got paid to play, not a lot because unless you're a huge rock band, you don't make a lot. And then it met my wife, Candy, got pregnant with our daughter, Darian. I instantly left rock music. And at the time, it was like the first year that food trucking was popular again. Great Food Truck Race came out for the first year, and we bought a food truck. I think we were the 13th food truck in Tampa.
Wow.
Which we ran that for 7 years. At one point, I was at the fairgrounds and Florida State Fairgrounds, helping book a couple trucks for a country show. And I was at the fairgrounds wrap up with the fairgrounds lawyer, and they asked me how many trucks I could do. And at the time, Seth in Miami, Florida, had the world record for largest parade of food trucks with 60. I think his record was 62 trucks. And I told her I could probably do 100. And they said, okay, do it.
Wow.
I knew 40 trucks. I knew 40 trucks at the time. I didn't know 100 trucks. Anyways, so we set a world record that year, the Guinness World Record for largest parade of food trucks. And then we set it again in 2014 with 127 trucks. There were actually 208 trucks at the event. That's with our other event. We have another branded event called the World's Largest Food Truck Rally, which we're the largest traveling food truck rally on earth. Anyways, so all that wrapped up in a story. I started my career in festivals, booking the biggest food truck festivals in the world. And so other than that, we have a bunch of branded events, themed events. We've been doing like Tampa Bay Chocolate Fest is on year 11. World's Largest Food Truck Rally is on year 16 this year. We have Tampa Bay Grilled Cheese Fest, Taste of Asia Fest, Canna Fest, Florida. Goodness, I'm missing some that I don't even remember anymore. But Generation Entertainment is the main company, and that's what we do. We do food festivals and music festivals and big events that people think aren't capable of being done.
Yeah. Okay.
Tampa Bay Chocolate Fest is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talk a lot. You have to cut me off.
No. You're good. You're good. So let's jump in. Let's jump into Chocolate Festival. Three questions that help our listeners kind of get the full scope. What does it look like? What does it smell like, meaning foods? And what does it sound like, meaning atmosphere, entertainment, activities, music? Talk about that.
Okay, so what it looks like now, whereas it started as like, well, first off, Tampa Bay Chocolate Fest is not a sweets festival. It's a sweet and savory festival. One of our themed events basically is we pick a theme, in this case, chocolate. It doesn't matter what kind of restaurant, business you are, food truck, whatever, Asian, Mexican, whatever it is, you have to cook food with the themed ingredient, in this case, chocolate. So instead of it just being chocolate candy and chocolate brownies and chocolate blah, 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 it could be for instance, we've had Coco Chipotle, oh goodness, salmon before. We've had chocolate braised ribs, chocolate mole chicken, things of that nature, chocolate lemonade, white chocolate lemonade. If you got chocolate powdered French fries, things that you wouldn't think work, but like at Chocolate Fest, they just do it. And then we also have, lots of sweets. So I think last year we were upwards of 190 vendors.
Wow.
It keeps growing every year that we've had to change the location a lot every year. It started small and then we clogged up a city block and then it's gotten bigger and bigger. So right now we're at a mall. Malls need a lot of help staying open right now, but we're at a mall where we have, I think, something like 450,000 square feet or something like that.
Jeez.
So it'll probably be about 200 vendors this year. It smells like, first and foremost, Tampa Bay Chocolate Fest, of all the festivals we do, is my favorite festival at all because the food that people make is just, you wouldn't think of, like I mentioned, the white chocolate lemonade. I would never think of putting. I would never thought of making chocolate lemonade until I saw it at the festival. Then we saw somebody doing white chocolate. It was one of the greatest things I think I've ever tasted. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't salmon. It was chocolate Chilean sea bass. Um, that was really good. It's just it smells like exactly what you would expect. It's
Yeah.
amazing food, but then there's just that smell of chocolate that permeates the air everywhere and mixed with smoke from the barbecue guys, and it's just it's really eclectic to be honest, but it's good. And then we allow the food vendors also to do one normal item too, because there are actually people that don't like chocolate that come to the festivals. We got to have something for them too, I guess. Also, entertainment wise, usually we used to do live bands, but at these festivals, we've noticed that foodies give a damn about food.
Yeah.
So like they weren't really paying attention to what was going on the live stages. So now we usually just do overlay music or something like that. We have food competitions, best sweet dish, best savory dish, best overall, best drink. I actually own a pro wrestling company. Yeah, we're nuts. Called Generation Championship Wrestling, and we have a branded pay-per-view every year at Chocolate Festival, which is the Love of Wrestling. I think that's on its Love of Wrestling's on part 5. So we've been doing that for 5 years at that festival. So it's just our festivals have kind of morphed into hybrid festivals of, we've got our concept, but then add everything we possibly can to it. So it's like the one-stop shop for entertainment. So it's if we can think of it, we do it.
That's
You know,
awesome.
it's really
That's
laid
awesome.
back though. Chocolate Fest is great. It books itself and kind of promotes itself now. And I mean, who doesn't like chocolate? A couple people.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Talk about your reason for getting into festivals and your passion for it. I mean, obviously it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit and the why.
It was like I said, I was at the fairgrounds and I was still in my food truck and I think we had catered a Jason Aldean concert. Is that his name? Jason
Hmm.
Aldean? I got the right. I think it was Jason Aldean.
Sure.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. A young, good-looking guy. All the girls like him. That dude. Is that the one? We can say it. It's okay. You can be secure. Anyways, yeah, I think I was that. I think and I was wrapping up. So, anyways, we did the world's largest food truck rally. So then that got us into more festivals, and it got to the point where we were running so many festivals with our own truck, going to the festivals all the time that it just kind of morphed that way. When in Tampa was a place back when the food truck scene started, when we started, there was one food truck promoter booking all the events, and it was about 20 trucks each event. We were one of the trucks, and it got to the point where there were so many trucks in Tampa that didn't have anything to do that weren't getting booked. And it's kind of like when I was in the music industry. You see a lot of your friends' bands around you that aren't getting booked, that aren't getting any play, that should. So we ended up starting our own booking company. So that's how that happened. It started as a necessity to give other trucks more things to do in town. It just after we got the Guinness record, it just started getting bigger and bigger. And then I mean, we did in 2019 before the pandemic. We took our festival, the world's largest food truck rally, to Detroit, and we did 175,000 people in 3.5 days on the riverside. So it just what started as me and my wife wanting to do a food truck and make good food because we didn't want to be in music anymore. Just kind of spawned a here, do this. Can you do it? Like, yeah, like I can do it, so we'll do it. And that turned into a business. And eventually got so big that we ended up selling the food truck because we couldn't do, but I couldn't be in the window slinging food every day while watching the festivals. So it spiraled. That's where we're
Yeah.
at now.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Um, so looking ahead to the future, what are some of your goals?
Well, I we world's largest food truck rally has been in 5 or 6 states now. We're looking to move some of our other festivals out of state now too. We were using that as a way to figure out how to travel properly with events and not blow money everywhere and come back losing money. So now that we've gotten pretty good at taking festivals to other states, we plan on doing Chocolate Fest. We plan on doing Chocolate Fest in Michigan at one point because we do a lot of events in Michigan too. So I think we're going to do that, and we're doing it this one here in February on the 17th, obviously. Uh, just keep expanding it, making it bigger, making it more known to people. Go other places with it because we've had a lot of people ask us to travel it. So that's probably next, and
Yeah.
it's fun. So it and I think it would be a lot easier traveling that event than say world's largest food truck rally because getting 150, 160 food trucks in every place we go is a little harder than doing Chocolate Fest.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. All right. Now listen, a couple fun questions because I am in live music and live entertainment.
Oh, sweet.
I always ask these next two questions just for fun, for my own repertoire and record. I want to know, Jeremy, what's the best concert you've ever seen in your entire life?
The best concert I've ever seen in my shit. Okay, that's a toss up. Okay. Lollapalooza 97 in Miami was pretty damn cool because we had Rancid, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, which unfortunately everybody left for because it was in between Rage Against the Machine and Metallica. But anyways, freaking Psychotica, freaking again the Ramones. It wasn't Rancid, it was Operation Ivy had gotten back together for a little while, and then there was a lot more people that year, but that was awesome. But I think the best I ever went to is in Florida one time. I think it was in 1995. I went to a concert at the fairgrounds. It was $15, floor seats for everybody, and it was the Toadies, Hum, and Bush on their first tour. And for like $15, it was probably one of the best. Gavin Rosdale at that age was like an incredible singer, an incredible
Sure.
writer. So, which was cool because years later, my food truck was sponsored by Jim Beam, and they sent me to a Bush concert. And Gavin came to our truck and ate and everything, and I got to tell him about like, hey, that you were one of my first concerts. But I think that was it. Interestingly enough, the first concert I ever went to was Whitney Houston, Starship, and the Beach Boys on the 4th of July at Tampa Stadium in like 19. It was Whitney Houston's first tour, so that was an interesting concert. But I think Bush and Toadies and Hum kind of topped them. Hum was. I don't know if you've ever heard Hum. That old song Outback Pushing Stars. I think it's called Satellite. Man, those guys live. That lead singer playing guitar. I don't think I've ever seen a lead singer / guitar player do the shit that he did on stage and still be able to hold a note. That was a good concert. But it was
That's
that was
awesome.
it. And then there's numerous Metallica concerts that were just freaking amazing. So yeah.
Dead or alive, you get to see one musical act. Who would you choose to see?
Oh, the Doors.
The Doors.
Yeah. My dad and my mom were at the concert in the 60s in Miami where he quote unquote exposed himself and the stage collapse and all that shit. And they're not even really big rock people. And I've always been really jealous that they got to go to that concert and I never got to see Jim Morrison perform. But when I was still a singer in my younger days and could still sing, I would say that my biggest influences were Trent Reznor, Jim Morrison, and then Rage Against the Machine sound wise.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, most importantly, how do people find out more information about your event and others that you've got going on?
I would say type in Generation Entertainment into Google or Generation Entertainment on Facebook, Generation Entertainment on all the things. If you type in Generation Entertainment or the world's largest food truck rally or that, we've been doing it long enough that stuff pops up. So I would say just Google our name, Generation Entertainment. That'll do it now, brother. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much for being on with us, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Jake. Thank you very much. Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and no